International wildlife crime is worth a reported $19 billion a year, and right now the most sought-after commodity is rhino horn. Last year, a record 1,215 were killed in South Africa by poachers. The BBC's Leana Hosea reports from South Africa, where they're waging what they describe as a war to save the rhino.
In the African bush, a rhino is about to be shot. But this isn't a poacher. He's a vet trying to save the animal's life. This rhino had been attacked for her horn, which can sell for $250,000 on the black market in Asia, where it's falsely believed to have healing properties. It's incredible being this close to a rhino. But what's really amazing is that she's still alive. Poachers took off her horn and part of her face with a chainsaw. These vets are carrying out pioneering facial reconstruction surgery using dental materials to heal the wound and prevent infection. Last year, record numbers of rhinos were slaughtered for their horns.
The problem is that the value of this stuff is just unbelievable. I mean, it's the most expensive, most valuable commodity on earth. You know, much more than gold or platinum or diamonds.
But South African rangers are fighting back, sometimes with deadly force. 42 poachers were killed last year.
People come into our country illegally. They're armed. They plunder our resources. If you try to arrest them, they try and kill you. That's tantamount to war.
Most of the poachers come from across the border in Mozambique, where more than half the population live on less than $1 a day. Eusebio has poached 5 rhino horns, earning him $10,000.
You have to shoot the animal and kill it. Once you're sure it's dead, you cut the horn off and move on.
He's now stopped hunting rhino after his brother was shot dead by South African forces while poaching.
No, it's not the right job, but there aren't any proper jobs here. If it were not for rhino poaching, we would just be dying of hunger here.
Poaching has now been outlawed in Mozambique. But the demand for the horn means the rhino is still worth more dead than alive, and the threat to these animals is now greater than ever.
Well, Leanna's here with me now, and Leana, it really struck me that you've managed to speak to a family that's involved in poaching, or has been, because it's very easy to demonise what people are doing, which is dreadful, but you've got to understand a bit about what's driving them to it.
Well, that was part of the point of making the film, is that actually go and meet these poachers who are doing it. What's their motivation? I mean, I didn't meet sort of the mafia in charge of running, but I wanted to meet the foot soldiers who are, at the end of the day, prepared to risk their lives to cross the border and poach a rhino. You know, 42 poachers were killed last year. And when I went to this community and met this family, they'd lost their son several months ago from poaching, and the other brother, he had gone poaching and poached 5 rhino horns and netted himself about $10,000.
Which is a huge amount in such a poor country. So to be hard-headed about it, there has to be an alternative source of income, doesn't there, to stop them taking those risks?
I mean, the other alternative for them at the moment, as it is in these rural parts of Mozambique, is subsistence farming and fishing, and they're living in stick and mud huts. And if they want to graduate into a poor little brick house, or, you know, to have a car, buy some more cattle, they said to me that the only option is rhino poaching, that there really are no jobs. I mean, Mozambique is one of the poorest countries in the world.
So you've got this black market economy in rhino. And what part does official corruption play in this? That's obviously a factor.
I mean, both sides of the border, there's accusations of corruption and almost, you know, high-level corruption as well. I mean, what several people told me is that, you know, the police and the army are sort of in Mozambique are providing weapons to poachers and, you know, organising for poachers to come out. It's something which, you know, a few people in my documentary have said. But, for example, the Minister of Conservation said, look, when there are cases of corruption, we try and deal with it. We're an impoverished country, we've gone through civil war, and we need support and not more people pointing fingers at us.
Leana, thank you very much. And you can see the full Our World documentary this weekend. Rhino Wars will be on BBC World News at 22:30 GMT on Saturday and 4:30 and then 17:30 GMT on Sunday.